speech on violence. It will consist of explaining the different types of violence, such as gun violence, sexual assault, and domestic violence. And I'll also touch on how to prevent it. What is violence? Violence is acting with or characterized by uncontrolled, strong will force, meaning it's uncontrolled. You don't know what's going to happen and you can't stop it. What is considered to be violence? Forcible rape, statutory rape, battery, and assault. Forcible rape is defined as forcing a woman to have sex against her will. Statutory rape is sexual relations between an older man and an underage girl. Whether the girl wanted to have sex or not, it's still considered statutory rape because she's underage and she doesn't have the right to say that she wants to have sex with an older man. Battery is an offense with touching, such as slapping, hitting, or punching a victim. Assault is an attempted battery or frightening a person by words. Gun violence is a use of a firearm to threaten or to inflict violence or harm. Gun violence is happening in various places, such as schools, like the Connecticut shooting in Sandy Hook Elementary. It's happening in communities and it's happening in homes. Many people are stealing guns and then sell them. This is not considered registered for that individual, said Terry Williams in a personal interview. This bar graph shows gun-related murders per 100,000 residents. As you can see, Louisiana has 10.5 for its murder rate, 8.7 of it was committed by a gun. Also, the other states that are listed here, over half of mostly all of them were committed by a gun. Sexual assault is a statutory offense that knowingly causes another person to have sex. How it affects a person? This can affect a person short-term or long-term. It can affect their personality. It can affect how they talk to people, how they go on with their daily lives. And this can happen to anyone. It does not discriminate age nor sex. This pie chart shows who sexually assaults children ages 6 to 11. Over half of them, actually 53% of them, are by acquaintances such as babysitters, school teachers, maybe even bus drivers, and 53% of these people sexually assault children ages 6 to 11. 42% of the percentage are family members, such as maybe a dad or an uncle or a cousin, but only 5% of them are done by strangers. Domestic violence is violence or physical abuse directed toward your spouse or domestic partner. It's usually most of the time men against women. This happens in college mostly because when you get in college, you have more serious relationships and you're more committed. So it kind of starts off in college. I believe it can affect a person more if a person they know abuses them, said Desmond Mose in a personal interview. In this chart, it shows 2002 domestic violence victim age. From ages 30 to 44, there is over half, which is 52%. But fortunately, only 5% was under the age of 18. Did you know gun violence? More than 30,000 people are killed by firearms each year in this country. More than 30 people are shot and murdered each day. Half of them are between the ages of 18 and 35. 1/3 of them are under the age of 20. Did you know sexual assault? Children ages 3 to 5 are most at risk of sex crimes perpetrated by babysitters. Nearly 7.8 million women have been raped by an intimate partner at some point in their lives. Among juvenile girls identified by the courts as delinquent, more than 75% have been sexually abused. 73% of female victims of rape knew their attacker. Did you know domestic violence? 1 in every 4 women will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. 1 in 3 teenagers report knowing a friend or peer who has been hit, punched, slapped, strangled, or physically hurt by a partner. 13% of teenage girls who said they have been in a relationship report being physically hit or hurt. Most cases of domestic violence are never reported by the police. How to prevent violence? It begins with you. Changing the underlying conditions that contribute to violence. In the homes, in schools, and in the communities, teachers taught the right thing as they're growing up, and when they get older, they'll do the right thing. Remember, violence is preventable, not inevitable. And these are my citations.